Overnight, the search expanding for two men still missing inside a cave in central Laos. Rescue teams heading deeper into the narrow tunnels underground, while above, exploring other ways to get into the cave. Rescuers getting valuable information from survivors. 4 men incredibly crawling out on their own over the weekend. A day after divers pulled the first survivor to safety. The ambitious plan is now taking shape.
Drop the water here.
Every detail both delicate and crucial.
Once the water here can clear up, we bring another pump to here.
Because time is running out.
What are the biggest risks?
That's the water. Because if the water, like the raining harder, the water is getting into the cave, that is the worst.
What sparked momentum for the search, a knocking sound, heard by divers on Monday when they were deep inside a shaft. The goal, according to rescuers, to reach a chamber about 1,000 feet in, where they know there's an air pocket and maybe a chance to find them.
The rescue effort now carries different risks, with the focus more on rappelling down ropes and climbing on rocks. Several of the divers are now stepping back, but we're told the big push into the cave won't happen until they get most of the water pumped out. Savannah, Craig.
All right, Janis, thank you so much. Australian cave diver Josh Richards is with us now. He was part of that rescue effort, squeezing into some extremely tight spots to look for those missing men. Josh, good morning. I mean, thank you for this work you've done on behalf of those miners. I think it's hard for us sitting here to really imagine how impossibly dangerous that situation was. Can you take us inside what it's like inside this cave complex?
I can try. So I'll be honest, the entire thing kind of feels like a muddy tube of despair, especially the initial entrance, which is the footage that you're looking at the moment. You climb down a series of rocks, and eventually you get down to what is essentially a channel, and that involves then squeezing and pulling yourself along using the pumping, the actual hoses that are running through the cave itself, pulling yourself along those. There is a point about halfway along that first dip where I have to take my helmet off and squeeze through, and I've got my head running against the roof while my face is half covered in mud at the same time. So it's, for someone like me who is actually claustrophobic, it is a deeply unpleasant experience.
Josh, what was it like, those moments when you were able to actually get them out? What were their spirits like? What were they saying, if anything?
Honestly, when the 4 came out in particular, it was just shock. We were absolutely not expecting that in any shape or form. I had been gearing up. I had literally been standing with Nico Parsi having a discussion about what I was going to do, the food that I was going to take to them, the medication, the water, all of that. At the same time, we had the pumps running, and we changed some of the pumps around that day, placed one of the high-powered pumps into sump 3 to try and reduce the water in that area as best we could. And we can't have people in the cave while the pumps are running. The hoses expand and they actually block the tunnels. So everyone comes out of the cave while the pumps are running, and the pumps were just about to stop. I was halfway through a conversation with Miko discussing what we would do if one of the guys had died overnight and what I would have to potentially do with the body. And mid-sentence, we start hearing cheers behind us, spin around, and there's these 4 muddy faces that have popped out of the cave. Wow. We couldn't believe it. Again, these guys have not just gotten themselves out through that sump, they've watched the water level drop down low enough, but once it's dropped down low enough, they've dipped under and then crawled the 350 metres back out to the entrance over those running pipes, over those running pumps. So just extraordinary that they managed to do that, and none of us knew it was coming.
And in the few seconds that we have left, I mean, these are desperate hours for the remaining 2 miners. How hopeful are you? How intense is the search now?
So the search has continued, but it is shifting. It's moved towards dropping down vertical shafts. I will clarify that the knocking noise that folks have referred to, that was me. That was me in the actual vertical tube knocking against the wall and then trying to listen for a response. I did hear something that I didn't recognise, but I would not have described as a knock. Maybe a scratch. There were also bats in the cave. So I think there's been a lot of a lot of excitement about this knocking sound. The reality is I was the guy in the tube, and I certainly didn't hear someone knocking back. That is not what happened, but it sounds like there's been some mistranslation, a little bit of false hope based on what I was trying to report back.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the search continues. And again, thank you for your efforts there, Josh Richards. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.